Now, let us try to understand and discuss the mass storage structure. Here, in this particular video, we are going to discuss about uh, different mass storage devices. One is magnetic disk, another is magnetic tape, and so on. We are going to discuss. And let us first discuss about magnetic disk. In this, we are going to discuss what magnetic disk is and what are its attributes or characteristics in whatever what is the capacity in all those things we are going to discuss. Now, what is this magnetic disk? See, the magnetic disk which provides a bulk of secondary storage of today's modern systems. Whatever modern system we take, we have a magnetic disk, and popularly known as hard disks or hard drives. In general, we know nowadays systems come with huge capacity in terms of storage. Huge capacity in terms of storage. So, a typical hard disk internally, I'm talking, a typical hard disk internally looks something like this. I'll explain what this is. Right? See, you can see here an arm which holds these read and write heads, and there will be a spindle which carries these disks, and all these are packed in a hard disk. Right? All these are packed in hard disk. And we are going to discuss what this track is, what a sector is, what is cylinder, how the cylinder is formed, what is a platter, and these are read-write head and all other stuffs. Now let us continue the discussion. Each disk platter has a flat circular shape like a CD. This is a platter, what we call. This particular is a platter. Right? Just 1 minute. Platter. Now, so circular shape like a CD, common platter, which in terms of measurement diameter ranges from 1.8 to 5.25 inches depending upon the type of hard disk we are using. The two surfaces of the platter are covered with a magnetic material. This magnetic material is responsible for reading and writing the data, right? So in this magnetic disk with this diameter, we store information by recording it magnetically. As I said just now, data is stored in terms of magnetic stuffs, right? On the platters. Platters, just now I told you, a flat CD-like plate, right? A read-write head. These are read-write heads, right? A read-write head flies just above, we need to understand this, flies just above each surface of every platter. The heads are attached to the disk arm that moves all the heads as a unit. See, this particular arm which holds these read-write heads moves simultaneously from in and out, whatever, like this, right? So this is how it reads, right? So we need to understand it flies, read-write head flies. It will not touch these platters, right? These platters, because these platters run with very high speed rotation, so they won't touch the platter, so they fly on the surface, and with that distance only they can read and write to the platters in terms of magnetic writing, right? The surface of the platter is logically divided into circular tracks. What rules? These are circular tracks, right? That's a track T. Now, So these are circular tracks which are subdivided into sectors. This is one sector. This is one sector, right? This is a track and this is a sector on the platter, right? So the set of tracks that are at one arm position makes a cylinder. See this particular track for all the platters, creates a cylinder, right? This is a cylinder. See, right? Simple. This is a cylinder. Fine. Now, so this is about the physical structure of a secondary storage device. So this is a platter. This is track, the round track. This is sector, and this is cylinder. These are read heads, and this is arm, and this is a spindle which rotates, right? So this is about the magnetic disk, and this particular drive rotates at the speed 60 to 250 times per second, right? So when a disk is in use, the drive motor spins it at high speed. That's what I said. The read-write head flies, not touches the platter, right? So the most drives rotate, just now I told, 60 to 200 times per second. In 1 second, they complete 60 to 200 rotations. So that is the speed of each platter. So this speed has two parts which we need to understand. One is transfer rate, another is random access time. What is transfer rate? Transfer rate is nothing but is a rate at which data flow between drive and computer. What do you mean by drive and computer? The drive is inside the computer only. But when I say drive and computer, drive and processor, right? Drive and any other part of the system, right? That is the transfer rate. Fine. So the transfer rate is a rate at which data flow between the drive and the computer. Then is the position time, also known as random access time, is a time to move disk arm to desired cylinder. Disk arm. This is disk arm, right? You can see disk arm to desired cylinder. This forms a cylinder. How much time it takes, right? So that is random access time. It's time to move the disk arm to desired cylinder, right? That is also called as a seek time. To seek that particular place, how much time it takes. That is also known as seek time. Fine. Now, and the time for desired sector to rotate under the disk head is known as rotational latency. Latency. Time necessary for desired sector, particular sector, right, to rotate to the disk head called, see, for example, this is a sector. To this particular head to reach this text sector, that forms the latency. Right? So that is rotational latency. Then one thing we need to understand, typical disks can transfer several megabytes of data per second, and they have seek times and rotational latencies of few milliseconds or several milliseconds depending upon the technology or hard disk being used. Because the disk head, as I mentioned, flies on an extremely thin cushion of air, right, measured in microns, not inches and centimeters, measured in microns. Why it flies? There is a danger that the head will make contact with the disk surface. The disks which are rotating at very high speed, although disk platters are coated with thin protective layer, the head will sometimes damage the magnetic disk itself. So this particular accident, what we call in general as head crash. So head crash results from the disk making contact with the disk surface, right? That head, this head, if it contacts this platter, head will crash because the speed they rotate is enormous. So that is why the head may crash. So a head crash normally cannot be repaired. The entire disk must be replaced. There is no repair is here. Only replacement can be done through to the what do you say, the platters. See, one platter gone, so the entire hard disk has to be changed, right? And one thing we need to understand: a disk can be removable, allowing different disks to be mounted as needed. We know that nowadays we have external disk, but even though the inbuilt disks also can be removed and new disk can be added, that is not a big issue. So it is a removable. So a removable magnetic disk generally consists of one platter held in plastic case to prevent damage while not in the disk drive, right? In earlier floppy disks were used, which are very inexpensive removable magnetic disks, but the capacity of those floppy disks in terms of storing was very less, right? They were very flexible. The head of floppy disk drive generally sits directly. Many advantages were there, but they were very less in terms of capacity. So what was the capacity? The storage capacity of the floppy disk is typically about 1.44 MB, right? So which is very less compared to recent days systems. Fine. Now removable disks are available that work much similar or normal hard disks and have capacities in terms of GBs nowadays. Very simple, right? So a disk drive is attached to a computer by set of wires which are known as bus, input output bus, right? Now also called as IO bus, several kinds of buses are available. What these buses are, which helps us to transfer the data from the disk to different parts of the computer. One is, that is EIDE. What is this EIDE? Enhanced Integrated Drive Electronics. And another is ATA, Advanced Technology Attachment. Another is Serial ATA, that is SATA. What is that? What we call as, and Universal Serial Bus, that is USB, most widely used. Fiber channels, FC, and small computer system interface, that is ACSI. So these are the different buses which helps us to transfer the data, right? So the data transfer on the bus are carried out by special electronic processor called as controllers, right? These controllers, and the host controller is a controller at electronic process called as electronic at the computer end of the bus. So disk controller is built into what do you say, okay, the computer, as I told, a disk controller is built into each disk drive. Every disk drive will have a disk controller to perform a disk IO operations, or the computer places where the command into the host controller, typically using memory mapped IO ports that we have discussed, right? So the host control then sends the same command or some command via messages to the disk controller, and the disk controller operates the disk drives. Disk control operates on the disk drive hardware to carry out the command whatever is given by disk controller, right? So disk controllers usually have built-in cache, and data transfer at disk drive happens between the cache and the disk surface, and other transfer to the host at electronic speed, right? So mainly we need to understand we have different IO buses to transfer data from one place to another place in the hard drive, and this is how a typical hard disk or disk is, right?